Moment, something inside Chiehiura broke. Overcome with grief and despair, she grabbed the guard's sword and without hesitation plugged it into her own heart. Her lifeless body fell next to Promise, leaving the village in stunned silence. The king, however, felt no remorse. He spat on the ground near her body and walked away. One sunny afternoon, while walking to the stream to fetch water, Chiehiura's path crossed with that of King Onochie. As the king's eyes fell upon her, he was struck by her beauty, likening her to a goddess. For a moment, even his cruel heart seemed to skip a beat. Chiehiura greeted the king respectfully, her heart pounding with fear, knowing his reputation all too well. She quickly averted her gaze and continued on her way, hoping that he would not pursue her. However, King Onochie had already made up his mind. He ordered his guards to follow her and bring her to him immediately. When the guards seized her and brought her before the king, Onochie told her, without hesitation, "Go home and tell your parents, tomorrow I will come with my men to pay your bride price. You will become my wife." Chiehiura's heart sank. She knew challenging the king could cost her life, but she had to say something. She knelt before him, tears welling in her eyes. "My lord, I beg of you. I am already betrothed to a man named Promise. He is coming tomorrow to pay my bride price. Please, I beg you, spare me." But the king's face remained unmoved. He looked at her coldly and declared, "I have spoken. Tomorrow you will be mine." With that, he turned and left, leaving Chiehiura weeping on the ground. Whenever the king took his daily walks through the village, people trembled. His sharp eyes scanned the fertile farms, and if he saw crops blossoming or cattle thriving, he would simply command his guards to take whatever they pleased. The king lived in luxury while his people toiled under his oppressive rule, struggling to survive. If anyone dare question his actions, they will be severely punished or even executed without trial. Onochie's greed knew no bounds. He already had many wives, yet he constantly desired more. He would send his guards to claim the most beautiful maidens from the village, regardless of whether they were already betrothed to someone else. His unchecked desires made him a figure of terror in Okaka land, and no one dared to stand against him. When Chiehiura returned home and informed her parents, Ojugo and Ifeoma, they were heartbroken. They had known the danger of living under King Onochie's rule, but never imagined their own daughter would become one of his victims. Desperate to protect her, they sent word to Promise, the young man to whom Chiehiura had been betrothed to. Promise was a strong and courageous fisherman from Okaka kingdom, known for his skill in the waters and his integrity. Promise had won Chiehiura's heart after meeting her during a moonlight dance. Their love had blossomed and both had eagerly awaited the day they would be married. But now the shadow of King Onochie threatened to tear them apart. When Promise received the message, he ran to Chiehiura's house with all his strength. Seeing his beloved in tears filled him with both rage and sorrow. "How could the king do this?" he fumed. "Why would he take the only joy I have in this world?" Despite the risk, Promise vowed to fight for Chiehiura. "Tomorrow I will come with my people and pay your bride price, just as we planned. I will not allow the king to take you from me." The following morning, Promise arrived early, accompanied by his family and elders from Okaka kingdom. The bride price ceremony began in earnest. with songs and prayers filling the air. But as the rituals reached their climax, the ground seemed to tremble. King Onochie arrived, accompanied by his guards, his face twisted with anger. "This is an insult to me," the king roared. "How dare you defy my command?" He commanded his guards to seize Ojugo and flog him. The crowd gasped in horror as the old man was beaten mercilessly, his cries piercing the air. But the worst was yet to come. The king commanded his guards to take Chiehiura by force. Promise, refusing to let her go, stepped forward to protect her. In a flash, the king's guard drew their sword and struck Promise down. In that moment, something inside Chiehiura broke. Overcome with grief and despair, she grabbed the guard's sword and without hesitation plugged it into her own heart. Her lifeless body fell next to Promise, leaving the village in stunned silence. The king, however, felt no remorse. He spat on the ground near her body and walked away. The people of Okaka could only watch, their hearts shattered by the tragedy that had unfolded before them. Chiehiura's twin sister Chiemerie was inconsolable. Every morning, she went to the sacred river to cry. Her parents, overwhelmed with grief, could do nothing to stop her. But Chiemerie's sorrow soon transformed into a burning desire for justice. As the days passed, she became more determined to avenge her sister's death and the suffering caused by King Onochie. Little did she know that the gods had heard her cries, and they too had grown weary of Onochie's wickedness. The Ofala festival was fast approaching, and the king was preparing to showcase the sacred Golden Stool, a symbol of his authority and protection from the gods. Unknown to him, the gods had already begun to set the wheels of fate in motion. They had chosen a new path for the people of Okaka, and Chiemerie was at the heart of their plan. One day, as Chiemerie was weeping and singing by the riverside, out of the water a mysterious figure emerged, a beautiful mermaid, her scales shimmering in the sunlight. Chiemerie frozen in shock as the mermaid approached, her presence radiating both power and peace. "Why do you weep, daughter of Okaka?" the mermaid asked, her voice soft yet commanding. Chiemerie fell on her knees. "I weep for my sister Chiehiura, who was taken away from this world by King Onochie. I weep for my people who live under his cruel reign, and for the injustice that has taken so much from us." The mermaid nodded slowly, her eyes filled with understanding. "The gods have heard your cries, Chiemerie. They are angered by the king's cruelty, and they have chosen you to bring justice to Okaka land. But you must be strong. Your destiny is greater than you know." Chiemerie's heart raced. "Me? How can I, a mere woman, challenge a king?" "You are no ordinary woman," the mermaid replied. "You are the chosen one of the gods. The king has lost their favor, and his time is coming to an end. Take this." The mermaid handed a small bag to her. "Inside you find the key to his downfall. Go to the Ofala festival. When the moment is right, open the bag and all will be revealed." Chiehiura hesitated but nodded. "I will do as you say, for my sister, for my people." With that, the mermaid vanished beneath the waters, leaving Chiemerie standing alone but filled with a newfound sense of purpose. She knew the time had come to end King Onochie's reign of terror. As the Ofala festival approached, he decided to inspect the Golden Stool, the sacred symbol of his rule, kept under the bed to protect it from harm. But when he lifted the bed, the stool was gone. Panic surged through him like a wave. The golden stool was more than just a symbol. It was believed to hold the blessings of the gods and the authority of the king. Without it, Onochie's reign would be questioned and he would face the wrath of the gods. Furious and desperate, Onochie ordered his guards to search the entire palace, but the stool was nowhere to be found. He summoned his wives, children, and advisors, demanding to know if anyone had stolen it, but no one had any answers. His power was sleeping and he knew it. Determined to find a solution, Onochie set out on a secret journey to consult a powerful diviner known to have insight into the will of the gods. Disguising himself to avoid suspicion, he traveled to a distant village, seeking guidance. The diviner greeted him coldly. "You seek answers about the stool, but it is not the stool you should worry about. The gods have taken their blessings from you, Onochie. Your time as king is over." Onochie was outraged. "I am the king. I will not be overthrown." The diviner stared at him for a while and said to him, "You cannot defy the gods. Your greed and cruelty have brought this upon you. The gods have chosen a new ruler, one who will restore balance to Okaka land. If you try to resist it, your fate will be worse than you can imagine. But Onochie, blinded by his arrogance, refused to accept the prophecy. He stormed out, vowing to maintain his power no matter the cost. The day of the Ofala festival arrived and the village was filled with excitement. Drums echoed through the air, and the people from neighboring kingdoms gathered in Okaka to witness the grand celebration. The festival was meant to honor the gods and showcase the king's power, with the unveiling of the Golden Stool being the highlight of the event. But as the villagers danced and celebrated, a dark cloud of uncertainty loomed over the festival. The king's behavior had grown erratic in recent days, and rumors of the missing stool had begun to spread. Chiemerie, however, was focused. She carried the small bag given to her by the mermaid, determined to fulfill her destiny. She kept to the shadow, waiting for the right moment to step forward. When the time came for the king to present the golden stool, the drums silenced and all eyes turned to Onochie. He stepped forward with the concealed object wrapped in a cloth, claiming it was the sacred stool. The crowd waited in anticipation, but when the king unwrapped the cloth, there was nothing but a stone inside. Whispers of disbelief spread like wildfire. The king's face twisted in rage. Someone has stolen the stool, he shouted. Whoever is responsible will be punished by death. Just then Chiemerie stepped out of the crowd, her voice ringing out clearly. The stool has not been stolen, King Onochie. It has been reclaimed by the gods. All eyes turned to her as she opened the small bag. From it pulled out a small pot. Smoke began to rise from the pot, swirling in the air, and from the smoke emerged the golden stool itself, shining brightly for all to see. The crowd gasped in awe, and even the king was momentarily stunned. Before Onochie could react, the smoke solidified into a blinding light. The light flashed, and in an instant, Onochie was thrown to the ground, shielding his eyes. A loud clap of thunder followed, and a mermaid appeared, her voice echoing like 1,000 voices at once. The gods have spoken, Onochie. You have been rejected for your wickedness. Your reign is over, and you are banished from Okaka land. A new ruler has been chosen, one who will restore peace and justice. The crowd was stunned silent as the mermaid turned to Chiemerie. You, Chiemerie, are the choice of the gods. You will lead Okaka into a new era of prosperity and fairness. Some in the crowd were unsure, whispering among themselves, could a woman truly rule? But others, seeing the divine intervention before their eyes, began to cheer for Chiemerie. She is the chosen one, they shouted. She is our new ruler. King Onochie, furious and humiliated, tried to rise to his feet. This cannot be, he shouted. I am the king. But before he could say another, bolt of lightning struck the ground in front of him, sending him trembling backward. The mermaid's voice echoed again. Your time is over. Leave this land or face the wrath of the gods. Knowing he had no choice, Onochie fled. His once loyal guards abandoned him as they realized the gods had truly turned against him. He disappeared into the wilderness and never to be seen. With Onochie gone, the elders of Okaka land gathered to discuss the future. Some still have reservations about Chiemerie becoming the new ruler, but the signs from the gods were undeniable. After days of debate, they agreed to hold a coronation in 4 market days. during which Chiemerie would officially take the throne. In the meantime, Chiemerie returned to her home, her heart heavy with the weight of her new responsibility. She knew that ruling Okaka would not be easy, but she also knew that the gods were with her. With their guidance and the support of the people, she vowed to bring justice, peace, and prosperity to the land. Chiemerie stood before the sacred council, her heart pounding with the weight of what was to come. The entire village gathered to witness her coronation, yet some still whispered doubts. Many believed that a woman could not handle the responsibilities of leadership, especially in a land that had been ruled by men. But Chiemerie felt the divine calling of the gods, a force larger than the doubts of her people. She knew she had been chosen to lead Okaka into a new era of justice. As the elders enchanted ancient coronation rites, the sacred Golden Stool, reclaimed through divine intervention, was placed before Chiemerie. The entire kingdom watched in anticipation when the stool finally touched the ground. A great gush of wind swept through the village, lifting the leaves and dust in a powerful swell. The sky, which had been darkened by gathering clouds, opened up and a single beam of sunlight fell upon her. The villagers shouted with joy. It was a sign, clear as day, that the gods had truly chosen her. With that, the murmuring ceased, and the people bowed their heads in respect. From that moment, Chiemerie was no longer just a grieving sister. She had become Chiemerie the Blessed, Queen of Okaka. The lessons in this story is that no matter how powerful or cruel a leader may be, injustice and oppression will ultimately be defeated. Secondly, standing up for justice even when you feel powerless can lead to great change. The story emphasizes that personal sacrifices for the greater good can bring about profound change. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed the story. If today is your first time coming across our videos, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel if you are watching us on YouTube. Like our videos and follow our page if you are watching us on Facebook. Do not forget to share. That is your little way of supporting us. See you guys in my next video. Bye bye.